We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
Here we go again.
What's good, bro?
Hey, man, you know what Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
Here we go again.
What's good, bro?
Crazy echo. Okay. Look, so the crazy thing is, I don't know if maybe yours probably has always been the case, but somebody told me the other day, they was like, yo, man, I looked you up on Pandora, right? And we listened to the Bel Air 2 on Pandora. Now, what's crazy about that is that I just remember for the longest time having an issue with getting my stuff on Pandora, though, bro.
Thanks.
So I was very surprised that you can go on Pandora now and you can go ahead and stream your boy on there, though, man. I was like, I don't know. I didn't check to see if yours is on there. Have you already looked on there?
I haven't, but I just need to check with Brown because his wife is a huge Pandora subscriber. And that's what she's been waiting on is for the Ace Kennedy to drop on there. So
yeah. I don't know. The crazy thing is I don't even know when it was out there. But I was like, yo, I saw they told me that. So I went and checked it out myself, and I was like, okay, we back again for the second time there, bro.
Yo, quick question for you before we start this music, bro.
What up?
You jumping off Twitter?
No. Is there something I need to know?
Bruh.
No, listen. Okay, so I saw that Elon Musk officially bought it. And I think this is crazy because I think he bought it where he is outright, right? Where he owns
$44 billion.
$40-some billion.
44.
44. Okay, so my question for you is, I'm barely on Twitter already. Why should I be jumping off of Twitter?
Nah. I just know a lot of people. You know how it is when change happened, and people think they so important that they be like, "Oh, that's it. I'm jumping off Twitter." Like as if somebody cared. Like, bro.
I do wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder, right? Because so I think that to whom much is given, much is expected, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that. All right, you got Elon Musk. He's billionaire. He has this super high network Tesla guy and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And I thought I saw that he basically was saying that he has his own vision for Twitter. Mm-hmm. And I think that it comes into terms of, opening up free speech. And specifically, he mentioned that. And I do wonder with Twitter having suspended Trump, who had 80 million followers, I'm just wondering, like, how careful will he be? How open will he allow Twitter to be? He seems to me to be the kind of radical and forward thinker to where I can see Twitter being different, right? For some reason.
The biggest thing for me, give me an edit button.
Oh, you can't edit on Twitter?
You can't edit on Twitter. Whatever you put out there, it's out there unless you got to delete the whole thing and redo it.
Oh, my gosh.
And
you know what I don't?
The difference between 45 and everybody else, though, he was a president of the United States, bro. So you had a different level of power. Don't get me wrong. I know all celebrities kind of have power in some sort of way, but you're the president of the United States. But look, let's finish this up, man. Let's get this music popping first.
Let's do it, man.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast. The greatest podcast.
Can you dig it,
of all time.
sucker? Sucker.
Brothers podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
By the way, if you haven't already, we said every episode, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page. We are live on both platforms at the same time. You can go ahead and subscribe to the notifications so that you won't miss when your boys them jumping on.
He needs some milk.
Hey, Ace, I think that it is. I do wonder what Elon. I am interested in what Elon Musk will say. What changes he would look to make with Twitter. Like, to me, I just always wonder, like, all right, dude, are you just buying this just for something to do? Like, you out here flying in space for no reason, just to be doing something? Is this just another something new to be doing?
I don't care if it is. It's his money. And my thing is, if he feels like he can make the platform better, let him do it. The thing is that, you know, things evolve. Some things become better. And like I said, for me, I go to Twitter a lot for, you know, the hashtag stuff to see what's like. I don't really watch the news anymore. I had to do that. I told that story on here before about what I had to do when I was in the military. So I don't watch the news. So I get most of the stuff from Twitter or Facebook, and then I confirm it with the wife, who kind of keeps tabs with all of that stuff. So that's where I go. But I would love to have an edit feature, because I know, like, that's the biggest thing for me. I would love to be able to edit, and then maybe, you know, link other stuff. What about that epic back and forth between him and Bill Gates? The Twitter.
I didn't catch the Twitter beat. I'm so not like, I pretty much use Twitter. I post something on Instagram, it posts to
connects
Twitter
automatically.
That's really it. I don't really get into. You would be hard pressed to find an original tweet from me on Twitter. Like, it just, I don't get it. I guess maybe that's what it is. I'm a picture person anyway. I know that you can post pictures on Twitter, but Instagram was before all about the pictures. And to me, the pictures told the story. And I thought that Twitter was more about the conversation originally. And I'm particularly interested in the pictures, to me. So I've never really gotten into Twitter, bro.
Well,
so I don't know the beef. What is the beef?
Well, the beef is, I mean, I don't know what the beef specifically was. I just know them two been going back and forth. Oh, and I know Bill Gates basically was counting on Tesla to fail. I know that was one of his things. And he was like, yeah, I was betting against it. Like, and so, you know, Elon's like, look, bro, I already have been helping, you know, the environment by building these type of cars that are faster than any car, that are doing this, that are doing that. Kind of gave out the patent to other people because we 3 years behind. If you order your Tesla, you're not getting it for like 2 or 3 years. Like, look, I'm trying to help. So
why would Bill Gates be betting against him?
Bro, that's the part I need to see what the beef was about. Like I said, we just on here talking homeboy to homeboy. I don't know the facts. So they were 2 billionaires beefing. That's all I know, bro.
Hey, listen, they ain't gonna fight.
No, they ain't gonna fight because Bill Gates would lose. He can't take 2 L's in the same year with him getting a divorce and taking that physical L. But look, quiet as it's kept, you know, Andrew Schultz. Bill Gates went to his stand-up special.
Really?
Yeah, that was funny. Yo, that beanie is dope, bro.
I appreciate it, bro.
Listen,
you know how many this is, bro. I had to go through 3 of them just to get to this one, bro. I can't even cap. Like, I'm talking about, I went through 3 of them literally, bro.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it though, bro. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you. This is the one thing that I don't mind. I would feel some kind of way if Elon Musk acquired TikTok than I would Twitter, bro.
I mean, but isn't TikTok owned by Facebook?
No, I don't think so. I think that
No. Instagram is owned by Facebook.
Instagram is on.
Yeah.
If he bought, I would really be more on to something, because here's the thing though, bro. Let me tell you the newest thing I found out about TikTok that I had to start doing some research on.
Hold on before you switch over off of Twitter. Let me say my last thing about Twitter. Twitter is where I connected with Kevin Hart, with Tank, and with I had a Twitter beef with an NBA analyst.
How did you connect with Tank? Let's hear it.
I posted about his album and he retweeted me.
And Kevin Hart?
I posted about his book. I posted about his interview, his Breakfast Club interview, where I was like, look, bro, every time you on here, you dropping jewels, you giving out that good info that we need. You retweeted me. So I'm just saying, bro.
What analyst you got beef with?
Some dude was on there clapping about Russ, and I basically told him, I'm like, bro, you saying all this stuff behind you over here with your Twitter fingers, and you wouldn't say this to Russ's face. So why? And so he responded.
What NBA analyst is this?
I don't know his name. He verified though, and we was going back and forth for a minute. And I get it. I don't got the check, so what's the point of going back and forth for me? I said my piece though. I got my stuff off. Basically, just like, look, everybody was dumping on Russ at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, this dude got a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing this thing, regardless of what y'all think. Y'all just can't just, like, that's just a cool thing to do, just to dump on Russ. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing was like, nah, I'm defending my boy. So
I gotta ask. I got a question for you about Russ.
All right.
Later. All right. We gotta talk about something. Right. But let me ask you this. This is a random things that I found on TikTok.
Okay, there we go. I was trying to get you back there.
No, random things that I found out on TikTok. So I didn't think about this until I saw it on TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you ready for this one, bro?
I'm ready.
Have you noticed in the past 6 months, right? Are you sure you're ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Now, when I say this, I want you to tell me, you got to make sure you got your thinking hat on this. I see you got the thunder, so this is your thinking hat. Here we go. In the past 6 months, bro, how many food processing plants have burned down, bro, have had fires? There's been 18 in the United States, 18 food processing plants that have burned down in the last 6 months. Ace Kennedy. Coincidental? Because I've never seen there be 6 car manufacturer buildings burned down in 6 years. So the fact that you have 18 of these food processing plants burned down in 6 months. Listen, conspiracy theory, right? I'm thinking several things. Prices have gone up on stuff. You know what I'm saying? So my head is thinking like, you got this extra that you can't get out because the price has gone up. Your ship transport and everything like that. Food shortages around the world. All this other. This is 18 food processing plants in the United States alone have had fires or have burned down in 6 months, bro. What is Elon Musk going to do about that?
I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, the dude is already doing so much. I can't put that on him, man.
Listen,
plus, that's
man.
TikTok. They ain't got nothing to do with him.
Hey, bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. TikTok. Listen, Ace Kennedy. I would almost be inclined to believe, bro, right? I would almost be inclined to believe that you could take TikTok for 2 years and replace it with high school and get a high school diploma off of what you learn on TikTok. And you may even learn more than you would have in a classroom by looking at it on TikTok, bro.
I get that. I mean, especially there's a lot of people who are visual learners.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. I understand that.
And I think it's something to this though, bro. I think, listen, these 18 food processing plants being burned down in 6 months, bro. And listen, you got all of this stuff happening all in the disguise of Ukraine stuff going on, gas prices going on. And you know how they always say, you know what I'm saying, watch for the smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, this is smoke, right? The mirror is the media coverage of the Ukraine and everything like that, though, man. And all of these things that just happened, bruh. Seriously, though, man. I think it's something to it. I haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet, but I verified it, though. And I saw it on. They was like, yo, wait a minute. Why ain't we talking about this more, though, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to look it up for myself to find that it's very much true, though, bro. Hey, so I mentioned that I wanted to ask you a question about Russ. Okay. Got to roll the sleeves up for this one because I mean business on this one. Plus, I got to show the tattoo off a little bit. Ace Kennedy.
What's up?
The Nets got swept out here.
Swept.
Right? Swept by a younger team. And maybe it's just Boston. They have been to the Eastern Conference Finals. They've been they took a step back. They came back forward. But they got their primary core three people of Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. Right, swapped out the coach, but the coach is down in the front office. But their core set that they're building around is still intact, right?
Yeah.
Here's my question for you, though, bro. Okay, so the Nets to me looked like, and this is just my personal opinion, the Nets to me looked like they were in need of a leader, right? Like Kevin Durant is their best player, but he doesn't seem to be their leader. In fact, from what they say, Kevin Durant came to Brooklyn because of Kyrie. So he basically followed him there, which I don't know if that makes him the de facto leader, but Kyrie has only played maybe 11 games, 10 games. I don't know, a small number of games, small sample size, right?
Yeah.
And James Harden, you know his history of being a leader and what he's done, right? So the first question that I have for you is that what does this say? You know me, I'm GOAT list, legacies. What does this say about KD?
Nothing.
Doesn't say nothing.
According to you, he already has a ring.
Okay.
So I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's like, yes, he lost. This is why this is what I'll say. I don't think it has any effect on KD because he hasn't played with his full roster yet. He had his co-partner who played half the games, going through all of that stuff with the COVID stuff. Because my thing is this, right? Just take away the James Harden thing. Even with Kyrie, if it had been KD and Kyrie for the whole season, I think they would have been a higher seed.
Okay.
So to me, that's what bails him out. Now I get it. All you other analysts and like, oh, see, this is why he's not this and he's not that. Like, I get all of those conversations, but for me, nah, I think it doesn't do anything for him. It doesn't change anything.
So this is the thing I think. I think the exact opposite, bro. I think that where I think this makes it different is that I think that in the grand scheme of things, I do think that KD is technically, by all counts, technically he's a made guy, right? He got his rings. However he did it, he got his rings under his belt. He's a former champion, and he was a contributor to that championship. He was what put them over the top. So I give him that. But I think that what this is starting to question to me, and I know that this is just 4 games out of an entire career, but I think that to me now it basically questions where he is on your GOAT list. To me, at least where I look at it. And I say that to say that is it that KD is one of the greatest scorers and you have a GOAT scores list, right? But I'm talking about in terms of the GOAT, greatest of all time, period, right? I look at this though, man, and I see the way he went out though, bro. That's the problem that I have. It's not that he lost the series, it's how. And the biggest thing is that if I'm gonna be if I'm trying to be unbiased about it, if I look at even though LeBron and them didn't even make the playoffs this year, if they had made the playoffs, and let's say they got swept by Utah, right, or got swept by Dallas, right, not the number one team, but they got swept by like another team, I think that you would never hear the end of it about how much of a failure LeBron was, because I think that in the end, most people are comparing LeBron to top 5 players, right? You're either comparing them to Magic, Jordan, Bird, and maybe you could throw in Kobe. Some people might say Kareem, whatever. But you're talking about the levels to the GOAT list, right? And I think that KD was bordering that conversation of being the best player. People say being the best player in the league and everything like that, though, bro. And I do think that it makes you question his place, because some people would say there was a conversation that he was the best forward or small forward, or is he better than Bird? I think that opens up that conversation. But my question for you, though, Ace, seeing that his leadership, that I think the Nets leadership was in question, right? And we've always talked about when it comes to Russ, and one of the reasons why I thought that Russ and KD would not eventually win a ring was that I just never thought that Russ was willing to concede to being the number 2 guy, right? Does this kind of make Russ look like he wasn't not okay? So when KD went to Golden State, it was clearly not his team. But I'm just wondering here, though, man, like the Nets looked like they didn't have a leader. So just taking some steps back, I'm just kind of wondering, like, when Russ wouldn't concede, like, does that kind of make him like, all right, well, maybe he was right. Like maybe Russ knows something that everybody else don't know.
No, Russ was proven right after KD left with how he led the Thunder. The thing is KD is not a leader. He went to Golden State, like you said, not to be a leader. He wanted to be a guy. The thing is that, and I think we're not even having this conversation had the Nets won the series, right? About if they needed a leader or not. So that's why I'm saying, like, this is why this conversation to me is mute, because KD had a bad series, period. You take this thing, think about what KD did last year without Kyrie and with a crippled James Harden. He left everything on the floor. And so that's the thing. Even with them making it to where they got to, KD had to play them into the play-in game in order to get them there. LeBron couldn't even do that this year. So my thing is that you're taking one series that he struggled, because he struggled through this whole series. If they win this series, we're not having this conversation.
But they didn't, and we are. And
right.
That's
so because we're having the conversation, I'm saying the reason why this doesn't affect his legacy is because KD had a bad series. That's it. This does so out of this bad series doesn't wipe away everything else this man has accomplished.
Not wipe away, but it has to at least stain. It
doesn't. See, y'all are living in this thing of what have you done for me lately, not what have you done for me.
Let's talk about that. Okay. Well, you know what? That is a good. I'm glad you said that, right? Because what has KD done lately, right? What he's done, they at the end, he just got swept, right? Mm-hmm. And he played bad for that series. Last time we saw KD on this particular stage, he was getting beat up on by Giannis and Giannis put the boys on out. And granted, I understand you had James Harden, all of that. You didn't have any Kyrie, whatever. But at the end of the day, KD still looked at as was supposed to be the leader of that team. And then before that, he was injured, right?
Okay.
So I give him that.
Let me
but prior
respond
to that, and then listen, I'm just saying, and I'm just talking about let's just say the last 5 years that we've seen KD, he's came off of jumping ship to the Warriors, and then also now falling short of getting that ring and also not looking so great. So I'm saying
in
you're
the
talking
last
about
series, right?
5 years.
So okay, in the last 5 years, he has 2 rings, and one
2
year,
rings that you don't respect.
1 ring I don't respect, 1 I do. 1 because when he jumped ship, I don't respect that ring. The second one, hey, he stayed with the team, they got it. This is what I'm saying though. He went out fighting last year. Last year, could nobody say nothing about KD. The rest of the Nets, we don't know where they was at. But this is the thing. He lost his co-star, and his third star was humbled, right? Was hobbling. Same thing happened with LeBron when Kevin Love and Kyrie was out. He lost to the Warriors. Same thing. He had a bad series. So this doesn't tarnish his legacy.
I don't think that tarnish is a strong word.
It doesn't stain it. It doesn't do, in my opinion, it doesn't do anything.
See, to me, this is different from Jordan getting swept in his earlier years for the playoffs, right? This to me would almost be like if Jordan, after Jordan had arrived and they won the 2 rings, right? If Jordan would have got swept by the Knicks. Right now, granted, he still has some time to come back and atone for that, right? But I think that it does. To me, it's just one of those things that you got to have a conversation about. Like, what about that time them boys got swept by Jaylen Brown and them and Jalen Green and Jaylen Brown and them and Jason Tatum was whooping up on them like that, and he played like that's something that you got to account for to me.
I mean, it's a conversation for sure, but that's it. That's it. That's as
it's
far as the conversation goes. Like, my thing is, at the end of the day, KD still has 2 rings. He's still a champion. He did what he felt like he did everything he could do at Golden State, and he moved on.
He left rings on the table. He left rings on the table to me.
I mean, that's your opinion.
To me, he left. To me, listen. To me, because you think about that. Shortly after he leaves, Kyrie leaves as well, right? It's almost the timing. So provided, let's say that if LeBron James lost to them without Kyrie, now you don't have Kyrie for the whole season or whatever, though, right? And LeBron never leaves. I think that the Warriors easily have 2 more rings. Easily 2 more.
Nope, because Clay got hurt for 2 years. Steph got hurt for a year. They got us to a low. What I'm saying, KD.
I agree with that.
What I'm saying is KD would have been in the same situation. He would have been the lone star on that team, just like he was the lone star for Brooklyn. So my thing is that doesn't mean that he left rings on the table. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I think the injuries is always saying. I'm talking about with all things equal, everybody healthy, right? You got a healthy. Listen. No, I'm just saying. I know you can't do it, but I'm just saying, since we're talking hypothetically, right? If we're talking hypothetically, let's just say that, Kawhi still ends up in Toronto, right? Then I think that you have that team that Kawhi is on. I think that KD on that Warriors team, because listen to me personally, I think if we're talking about ifs and hypotheticals, I think that even without KD, I think that with Klay Thompson healthy, I think I still would have picked the Warriors to win. I definitely think that if you put KD on that, they wash him. So to me, I guess I just think that personally, right? The last 2 champions, right? The last 2 NBA champions, if you had KD on that same Warriors team, I think they washed them the last 2 years.
Right, but I'm the only reason why I'm commenting the way that I am is because of injury, right? We've seen a superstar fall from grace this year alone in James Harden, right? James Harden can't even score 20 points in a game right now.
Let me ask you this. This is funny. Okay, so 2 things. Stephen A. Smith.
You already lost me with that, but go ahead.
Listen to this though. Okay. Stephen A. Smith insinuated that James Harden may not have fell off. Instead, he insinuated that this man is faking it. What he's basically saying is this. He's basically insinuating, and he made this today or yesterday, but he insinuated that if James Harden looks like this James Harden, because he's like, I refuse to believe that he just fell off this fast, this hard, to where he can't get by, can't do any things that we know him for, right? But he's saying, what if James Harden is really just doing this to almost take, now he didn't say these exact words, but it was very much implied that James Harden is just kind of tanking so that Doc Rivers gets fired and they bring in Mike D'Antoni, because there's been reports that since he's been there, Mike D'Antoni, so he's figured like, what if this is the way? Because he's saying, well, you have seen him quit on the Rockets, you've seen him quit on the Nets to get to the Nets. I mean, to get to Philly. So why is it out of the realm that he could be kind of roundabout quitting to get what he wants? And I thought that was low-key foul, but you said I'm a hater of James Harden. I've admitted that I do hate on him sometimes, a lot of times. That out of bounds.
Bro, for one, Stephen A said it, so it was a ratings thing. Number two, I don't think James is faking it. I think he's legitimately struggling. Like, you know, a lot of people say, well, he's not getting the same foul calls, stuff like that. The thing is that I think that his body is not holding up. I think that it's like Chris Paul. Everybody knows Chris Paul is my second favorite player in the league, and I've seen him struggle, stuff that he would typically do. He's getting older, so he'll have these great games, but then he'll have a game where he's not, and so Booker would be there to pick him up. Well, he'll have Booker to pick him up, so they're struggling with the Pelicans right now, right? James Harden is. You can't tell me this dude is out here pulling shots and stuff like that. He's shooting, they're just not going in. He's struggling. And this is the perfect time for him to struggle. The playoffs. This is where he classically struggles. I don't think that that he's gonna risk. I cried to get out of Brooklyn, and then I struggled in the play. The two things that people want to talk about him about, I don't think he's risking that.
What are we doing? Okay, but what are we doing about the fact that everything that everybody says about him, that he's proven them right about his play in the playoffs? Is it that, oh, nothing because we already knew this? Or is it that you say, all right, yeah, we told you so?
I mean, I would have preferred for him to show out in the playoffs, especially when he has a hobbled co-star. But again, and he's set to make so much money next year too.
Who's going to pay him that kind of money now, though, bro? Like I think Philly logically would be the team that
Philly
would
is
have
going
to
have to, because of what they gave up. They have to. They have to be all in on James Harden. James Harden's going to have to listen. James Harden's going to have to get in better shape, bro. Like,
so that's always the thing. He's always talking about his hamstrings, and I'm thinking like, bro, listen. I've never had a hamstring issue, but you coming into the season overweight can't help it.
Yeah, even KD said how astonished he was with his physical activity. Like,
astonished.
Did
you see, speaking of KD about this, did you see KD clapping at Charles Barkley?
I did.
Oh.
And guess what?
Is he wrong? Is he right?
No, he's not wrong. This is why he's not wrong. Chuck be getting up there saying stuff about people, and Chuck ain't got no ring. It's one thing to have an opinion and be an analyst, but he rides that line a little over the line. Like, I could see Shaq saying something. I could see any of the other ones saying something. You know, Ernie ain't gonna say nothing, but any of the other ones saying something because they have rings. But you have somebody who, yes, you're a top 75 player in the league or whatever, but you still ain't win no ring. So if any player claps back that has won a championship, they're never in the wrong with that. And the thing is, if you criticize me, as I have a right to respond, but I have the exclusive.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
What's up?
There are times where I tell you before that sometimes when people pull receipts, that I just hate their receipts, right? I actually love KD's receipts though, bro. Yeah, I love that he pulled the picture of him, Mo Cheeks, and Dr. J, all stars, right? And then I think he also played in a year with maybe a year or two, his rookie year with Moses Malone also on there as well. So Charles Barkley has played with some all-time great players. And then I think he could have went further. He also went and showed the Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, and the one with Pippen. He could have went and said, all right, well, let's not forget that you played with Kevin Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though Kevin Johnson isn't on that level, I listen. I like the receipts though, bro. I like the receipts when you say, well, you want to talk about me, right? As if this isn't you,
right?
That's what I love.
Well, I have the exclusive. I have the Chuck response.
Okay.
Good Peloton ride today. Got the Wordle in 3, and then looked around on the internet. You see anything on the internet today that caught your attention?
Yeah, I see people messing with my older brother. I don't like
messing with his older brother.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Why are we messing with him? Or maybe clapping back?
Yeah, clapping back.
That doesn't bother me at all. Y'all know better.
Yeah. No, I don't think it should bother you. I don't think it should bother him, and it shouldn't bother.
Oh, it bothers him. He's sensitive. Cindy.
That's this whole bus driver,
sensitive,
bus
Cindy.
rider thing. What you got, Jeremy?
No, let me see what it is.
Come on.
They're
Easy
showing
money
the pictures
sniper,
now.
That'd be KD.
Yeah. He put a picture of me and 3 old guys on there. I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had a couple though.
Yeah.
Had this one. Where would Chuck be without the big homies?
Well, we didn't win anything together there. When I was a bus driver, I didn't win anything just like him.
Who was the bus driver on that bunch?
Well, nobody. I was a rookie and they were all past their prime.
There you go.
Hey, listen, I don't have.
I didn't see that one.
What we about to do is go back in time.
I think for me, this is.
You see what Rob Perez,
No,
the Observer, tweeted out?
No.
Let's take a look at that too.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he said, it's okay to defend yourself, but the mistake KD made was doing this in the morning and giving inside time to prepare.
All right, but yeah. So anyway, they brought it up. It's a 3-minute clip, but the fact that they even brought it up on NBA TNT, that means they saw it. Shots fired. It landed. It landed.
Yeah.
And you get national coverage out of it.
Yeah. And listen,
he
doesn't even have to say nothing else.
He doesn't, because see, that's the thing, right? Chuck has to respond. Chuck is just gonna say, "Well, okay, I didn't win, and neither did you." That's really the only thing you're gonna say. But at the same time, KD can say, "But I have, though."
Yeah. Listen, love the receipts. There are some times that I hate somebody. Listen, oh Lord, Ace Kennedy. Smooth transition to for the segue king here. Did you watch Gale King's interview with Megan Thee Stallion, the Texas treasure, who should be protected at all times? At all costs.
It's crazy you had to play that right after saying something about Meg.
Oh my God. That was good. That was good. That was good. That was good. I want to acknowledge that was good. I don't want that to slide and be unnoticed. But that was good. That was good, bro. That was good.
You slid that one in there.
That was good.
But no, I saw the interview.
Tell me what you think, bro.
I really don't think she should have done it. I don't. Now, if you wanted to do it after the court case, because my thing is, you basically gave Tory's lawyers all types of ammunition. Now that could be used in the court of law.
Or what if she was saying things that are already in court?
It's true, but the thing that I had the issue with, where I was like, because once you tell one lie, right? Because the thing is, you already acknowledged that you lied. So now people are paying attention to everything that you say. If you say something else wrong, this is what I mean. She asked her, did they have a sexual relationship? Did you see how she responded?
Yeah.
I don't think she told the truth, bro.
Listen, bro. If you're dating, I just assume that you are.
But that's the thing. She trying to say, nah, we wasn't even dating, right? Like she just basically like we was just friends. We was just kicking. We was hanging out every day, right? She had to do is be like, look, yeah, we did something, but we weren't dating, like something. But if there's any,
what if she's not lying?
But what if she is? What
I
I'm
get that. No.
Oh, no,
I'm not talking about reasonable doubt. Says what if she is telling the God's honest truth that they was hanging out and that he never did smash?
Okay, but I'm saying I'm just hoping he don't have receipts that says otherwise.
Dog, listen, bro. Listen.
I'm just saying you put a platter out there for her authority for his attorneys to pick apart everything. Like it's a clip that you could just sit there, rewind, fast forward everything, and just pick apart what she was saying.
Did you see when she said that he had basically offered her $1 million to hush?
Yeah.
Ace Kennedy, that is a very scathing accusation to say. To go on record, right? Because here's my thing, though, Ace. If you're telling the truth about that, right, then why would you just lie about any minor details of anything else? Because that, to me, is the biggest burden of information on someone to say, oh, yeah, he did do it. And by the way, he offered me now the catch could be that, specify it. Well, I wanted to get $1 million just so we could just don't worry about it, however you want to dress it up. But the fact that she said, no, he offered me $1 million in hush money to just go ahead and say this the whole thing go away.
Well, here's the thing, right? This is, if I'm an attorney, I'm saying this. How can you remember that, but you couldn't remember what the cops asked you? You told this whole story about details this, details that. Then Gale asked her about the cops. What did the cops ask you? And she said, oh, I don't quite remember that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not here to pick apart.
This happened like 2 years ago now.
It has.
Okay.
And I'm not here to, and I'm saying, we're playing devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate. And I'm for Megan, by the way. I'm that advocate.
Right. I'm here to believe what she is saying until otherwise proven not. Right. I'm just picking apart the interview because it was presented. So right. I'm saying if I'm the attorneys, though, that would be a thing. Like, it's amazing how you remember all these details of this, and this. But the thing is, when she asked you about this, all of a sudden you don't remember that. But so, and
I'm
then
gonna not play that anymore when we're talking about Megan.
Yeah, please don't. The other thing she asked, well, was he still in the car when he was shooting? And she said something weird, like he was on top of something. So that whole thing was weird too. So,
but somebody said that he said dance.
Yeah, that's what she said. He said too. She said that. She said that he said that.
Bro, Ace.
And she said he was drunk too.
Okay, so if she's sober and he's drunk, that's more of a reason why I'm inclined to believe her.
I don't know, bro. I need to see, like, everything she was saying, then she had documentation to back it up.
She got papers.
Yeah, like she was saying, this is what it said in the medical report. They showed the medical report. You know, so with that now, we don't know the stuff that is still in court that's sealed. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, because of course you've heard the stuff about the gun residue and all of that stuff. So we don't know all of those details. She's given her account.
Yeah.
So the court of public opinion is what's basically here. But what matters is the court of law. What's your thoughts?
I just think that, to me, for you to come forward with Gale King, right, and you basically are making an official statement to public opinion, right, and you say, I'm willing to completely expose myself to everybody's opinion, if for some reason, if one sketch of what I'm saying is a lie, and you go out there and reveal that level of detail, though, bro, it like at some point I was kind of like, I don't know, Meg, but this got me back on the Meg train, and I don't think I'm jumping off.
The boy Tory gonna do another one of them Instagram lives, and you're gonna be right.
He hasn't did the quarantine radio in some time either, though, man. I don't know, Ace. I don't know. It is interesting. Listen, but speaking of music, though, bro, there's a lot of people that's coming out with new music and more so more touring. I saw that. I saw that Brittany Rowe was at the Big Lotto concert out here, and I saw that Lizzo said that she's partnering with Lotto for like a special kind of tour. I saw that Chris Brown and somebody else, man, is doing a tour. I think that maybe with the success of Coachella getting back out there, man, that, you know, concert goers and promoters are more comfortable now with saying, all right, you know what, post COVID, this is what it looks like, though, bro. But I thought that's pretty dope.
Yeah. I'm glad to see people out making money again and making music, stuff like that. Everybody's getting ready for their summer stuff. So yeah, excited to see all this new stuff.
This is what I don't know if we talked about it on the last pod, but kind of tripped out, man, that this past weekend I was out and about in the city. I was down at Ponce City Markets, though, man. Really, really, really fly spot. And out in Ponce City Markets, they have the Atlanta Beltline. And I think that this Beltline should allow you to basically tour almost the entire Atlanta if you just ride this Beltline as far as it can go. I don't know if it's something like, I may be over-exaggerating, but I think it's like 18 miles. But there's this pocket of neighborhoods between Ponce City Markets, Krog Street, where we shot Slipping Away at, and then the Virginia Highlands area and everything like that, though, man. So we were out and about, though, man. And I think that what was crazy about this, though, man, is that it's one of the times, it was the first time that when I think back on it, that I just will say, you know what? I didn't have a mask on, and it never was even a thought of wearing a mask. Now, when I go into grocery stores, for some reason, I still have a habit of going into grocery stores specifically wearing a mask. I don't know why, but I do remember that when I was out and about, it never dawned on me, oh, you know what, I got to put a mask on. Let me run back to, and I had some extra masks in my bag, but while I was just out and about, I just completely forgot that I had it, though, man. So I was just like, okay, post-COVID, we might be here.
Yeah, you know, I've been kind of off that. I still believe in protecting myself from doing whatever. And, you know, if I go to a place that requires it, I'll do it. But, yeah, I'm to a point, man. I've had it twice. I know what it feels like. I'm blessed to have just to get mild symptoms. So, yeah, I have asthma, bro.
Yeah.
And I struggle more with that I'm more concerned about that than I am COVID right now. And so I'm doing everything I can to work on that. Like I just had a pulmonary test here recently, so yeah.
Yeah, man, back to normal. I think things are getting back to whatever this new normal looks like, but without the mask mandates. Oh, listen, I gotta touch back on something that we started talking about on Friday.
Okay.
I finally finished watching the Batman movie.
Okay. What's your final thoughts?
Final thoughts on it, Ace Kennedy. If I had to rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 6.
Okay.
Probably a 6. Now, with that being said, it's the worst of all the Batman movies, right? Of all the Batman movies I can think of, it's absolutely the worst. And listen, and I'm only saying that it's above average, and that's it. I might be inclined to even give it a 5, bro. Here's the reason why, right? The problem that I have with it, I don't think that I'll ever get used to just Robert Pattinson being Batman. I barely got used to Ben Affleck being it, and I didn't like it. But I think I like this one even less. And the more I watch the movie, though, bro, the more I just sit there and say, you know what, man? Zoe Kravitz is fine, but I didn't particularly like her as Catwoman either, though, bro. There's just things that I just didn't like. You know what else I didn't like, though, man? I didn't like that. Not my guy, not Falcone, but the other guy.
Colin Farrell.
Who?
Colin Farrell as Penguin?
No, not that. You know the guy who had the glasses on, the weird glasses. Zoe's dad. What was his name in the movie?
Falcone.
Falcone. Okay, I was right. Okay, so I hated him as Falcone. I think that my issue is I hated the casting of it, bro. Because here's the thing about it. Every time that I saw Falcone, I couldn't help but think that the last time I remember seeing him, he was the guy from Sector 16 or Sector 6 from Transformers. And I could never get over taking him serious in that kind of way. Like every time I was waiting for him to make a joke or something, be the comic relief. And then that just had me thinking, like with Robert Pattinson, bro. I think that I can't get past the emo aspect of him. Like, no, I did nothing about him seemed like Batman. And then here's the other thing too. Aside from the fight scene, I was never wowed. Like there was never a wow moment anywhere in the movie to me. There were some okay shots, but there was nothing where I was like, dang. Not one single time though, bro. So
that's because you don't do. So this is for one, the casting. I can't do anything about that. You don't like the casting. You don't like the casting. But for you not to understand the movie that you're gonna watch before you watch it, that's on you.
It's not that I didn't understand it. I wasn't entertained.
It didn't say you didn't understand it. I never said that.
That's exactly what you just said.
No, I didn't say you didn't understand the movie. I said understand the movie you're going to watch, meaning this. They said it from the beginning that this was going to be a noir Batman, a detective-based Batman. It wasn't going to be action-packed. That wasn't the point. This was supposed to be the detective. This is his second year as Batman.
I'm saying to me, with that being said, I was never entertained by it. No. This is my thing. Okay, so here's a perfect example. So you like to bring up Tenet a lot, right? And I think that there are parts of Tenet that when you think about when like there were scenes, epic scenes that when you like, dang, or when you say, oh, did you catch that? Or whatever, it was just like me. But this, even the detective feel of it, like I didn't like that angle either. Like I didn't like, so this is my thing. I think that the thing that, and maybe the script didn't do Robert Pattinson justice for someone like me who would think, oh yeah, man, I associate him with this bland emo style dude from Twilight, and then he's sitting here crying as Batman, and I'm thinking like, bro, like stop it. You're perpetuating what people like me have an issue with believing him as Batman. And so when I look at it overall, though, Ace, I think that I'm glad that I didn't pay to go to a movie to see it, only because I just felt like I watched the movie, I wouldn't watch it again, and I guess I can't think of anything about the movie that I would say, oh, this was the dopest part. It was all just mid. It was mid from beginning to the end. It's just all mid, bro. I can't believe it was so mid. It was so Reggie.
Bro, that I can't help that you didn't like it. That's it's like you're trying to convince me to not like it.
I'm not trying to convince you, bro. I'm just saying that
listen,
to me.
It doesn't bother me one bit that you ain't like it, because it's
and
like
I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. I think even if you love the movie, I'm sure there are movies that you would love that I would absolutely hate. I can tell you that this one got to be a top one of the movies that we just feel so differently about, and it's just because it was just so lackluster to me. It lacked everything, and again, having sat through and watched Ben Affleck be Batman, who I didn't particularly like, and now you replace him with somebody who I like even less, I'm just like, no. Like this, the whole time that I'm watching this, right? I'm watching this and I'm thinking, bruh, how come had nobody shot him in the face yet? Right? If he going through 100 gunshots, dope scene. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, all right, if his nose to mouth is exposed, like, why haven't nobody shot him in his face? How come nobody ever tries to shoot Batman in the face in the movie? Superman got shot in the face.
Because typically when you're taught to shoot, you go for the biggest part of the frame. That's what you're taught to do, even as a police officer or anything. So that's what they're going to go for, the meaty part.
Listen, man.
And if you see somebody keep walking after you shooting them, your initial thought ain't, I'm going to shoot them in the face.
Headshots. Listen, listen, my family did not want to watch Batman, and I will not. I feel like this would have been a bad movie watch that my family would have not let me ever hear the end of. Remember that time you picked that Batman movie? And it wasn't more entertaining. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't from an entertainment value, right? I wasn't any more captivated by it than Wonder Woman. And you hated Wonder Woman. This one wasn't that much. This one wasn't better than Wonder Woman.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, you ain't hurt my feelings that you ain't like it.
No. I just want, as a professional movie critic here, I just want to tell you that this one ain't it, and they need to go on up the street with this. And I think that at this point, though, bro, I'm totally not invested in all of the Batmans. I'm out on Batmans. I'm sticking strictly to Marvels, and that's it. I don't want nothing to do with Batman. This tapped me out. Ben Affleck was the primary reason why I didn't originally want to watch Justice League like that. And then I kind of got used to him being like the millionaire, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, billionaire. But nah, I'm out. Like they say on Shark Tank. Oh man, recording. Hey, listen, bro. I've been in my bag lately, though, man. So I'm trying to record more music, though, man, for a couple of projects that are going on. And then I think on top of that, I'm also looking to coordinate to finally go ahead and shoot some video upcoming. I think that I might be shooting some probably in the next couple of weeks. So the good thing here is that I'm trying to shoot something brand new music. So by the time I actually put it out, I will have the video to go along with it. What you got for the week?
Same, man. I got to do some recording. Still trying to get better, and that's about it, bro.
Yeah, man. I can tell you that I will not be rewatching Batman this week.
That's good for you, bro. I've already seen it twice, so that's good for you. All right, man. We appreciate y'all for joining us every Tuesday and Friday at 6 Central Standard Time, and we will catch y'all on the flip side.
Peace out.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you smell